Riats. Hata. This is Kenya Revolutionary. Karibu sana for a second session of the day. Mada ya leo, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades. Who will be the head of ODM after Raila? Raila seems to have chosen two gentlemen. Well, that was today or yesterday. He chose Oparanya, Wycliffe, Ombetsa, and Hassan Joho. They will decide where ODM shall go. I don't know, because a few days ago when he was in Suba, he propped up, what's his name? This other guy, the finance guy. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But we'll go through this. Who will be the head of the ODM after Raila Odinga? What about the Azimio coalition? Raila Odinga said he would rather have Ngilu for that position. We saw Ngilu give that speech at that women's thing, whatever, G7, whatever the case is. What's going on? What's going on over here? What's going on? We need to find out what's going on. But yatima wa kisiasa, watu wa ODM wa Azimio, tafadhali, ingieni hapa mnieleze nini inaendelea. Ni Oparanya ama ni Raila Odinga? Sorry, Raila ataenda AU ama atatoka kwa siasa, sijui. Maybe anataka kuretire. So sijui kama itakuwa ni Hassan Joho ama Oparanya ama ni nani? Ama Mbadi, maana bibi yake Raila alisema Mbadi tosha. Raila kitoka Mbadi tosha. Okay? Na niliona vile walikuanga huko Suba, Raila propped up Mbadi. So what's the deal? Is it between Oparanya and Mbadi? What's going on? Let's find out. Tafadhali ingieni hapa mnieleze. Wanasiasa, tafadhali ingieni mnieleze nini inaendelea. What's going on? What's really going on? Haya basi, naona. Asanteni sana kwa wale watu wananifuatilia hapo hivyo kwa Twitter or X as they call it nowadays. Ingieni mkizidi kuingia. Leo naleta link, naeka link, so anyone who wants to get in can get in. Anyone. Unaweza kwa bedroom na uko na mtandao, ukiona tu Kenya Revolutionary, unaweza kuingia hapa na uniambie, hey, maoni yangu ni vipi? Ni hivi. Mimi naona kuwa Oparanya, ama unaweza kuingia hapa uniambia, bwana huyu Hassan Joho huyu, simwamini mimi. Ama unaweza kuingia uniambia, mimi Mbadi tosha bwana. Mimi nikiangalia watu wawili, Mbadi tosha. Mimi sitaki kusikia mambo. Ama wengine wanaweza kuingia wakaniambia, Babu Owino alisema baba kiondoka. Babu Owino alisema hivyo leo, alisema baba kiondoka, basi yeye ndio the top don. Mtu asimwambie kitu. Wale wanataka kufanya kazi naye, wafanye kazi naye. Kama hamtaki, basi yeye atakuwa don dada. Top don. Mnafikiri na enjoy? Basi wacha nichezee hiyo clip basi. Let me play that clip. I'm not making up stuff. Hapa we come with the receipts. Ama namna gani? Haya, nitawekea link. Wacha niweke link hapa, basi mtu yote ambaye anataka kuingia basi ataingia. Ama vipi? Haya basi, wacha niwekee link, alafu niwachezee hiyo clip. So ukitaka kuingia utaingia, kama utaki kuingia pia sawa. Kama utaki kuingia si sawa, haulazimishwi. Hapa tu ni demokrasia, demokrasia. Haya basi, let me put the link, so for those of you who want to join, please feel free. Sasa hiyo link nayo pia, ngoja. Haya, tafadhali kabla tujaanza, you know the deal. You have to like the video. That's the deal. Like the video, na kabla huja subscribe, endelea subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe if you're watching, okay? Sasa ingia link ndio nimewawekea basi. I highlight for those people who are in X, who are watching in your X. Ndio link, I'm highlighting it. If you want to watch it, ndio hiyo basi. Haya, sawa. Good. Haya, nitaendelea. Wacha nianze na video ya kwanza basi. I'll start with nianze na Babu Owino. Ama nianze na nani? Haya, taanza na Babu Owino. Let's see. He said something that let me see here. Let's see. Let me see here. Wacha niangalie Babu Owino. Babu Owino. Tafadhali like video, ingia unieleze Nieleze. Mambo itakuwa nani? Itakuwa Babu Owino ama itakuwa nani? Haya, wacha nianze basi. Huyo nani? Babu Owino. Where was it? Alright, that's it. Sawa. Here's the clip from Babu Owino when he's saying baba akiondoka itakuwa ni yeye, si mtu mwingine tena, ama vipi? Haya basi tuingie. Tusikie matamshi ya Babu Owino, alafu ingieni hapa wana Azimio mnieleze. Mambo vipi? Mambo mnamtaka Badi, mnataka Babu Owino, mnataka nani? Ni nani mnamtaka? Raila shamchagua Joho, amesema Joho ama Oparanya waendeleze siasa. Yeye enda South Africa yeye. Haya. Sasa sijui ni mambo vipi. Haya tusiasikie basi. Babu Owino ndio huyo.
Alright, chini na kiongozi kama Joho. To negotiate, mimi pia niletwe meza kama principal. Kama baba ameamua sasa, naona tukikaa chini kiongozi kama Joho tuone venye tuna negotiate mambo venye taenda hapa.
Okay.
Alright, chini na kiongozi kama Joho. To negotiate, mimi pia niletwe meza kama principal. Kama baba ameamua sasa hayuko kwenye siasa, mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu mimi nakuwa principal. Mwenye hataki kufanya kazi na mimi sitafanya kazi na yeye. Na hivyo ndio itakuwa.
Babu, unamaanisha nini? Unamaanisha nini babu? What do you mean?
Umejua?
Unamaanisha nini?
Baba akiamua.
Yes.
Ni baba tu ndiye anaamua. Baba saa zile ako siasa, sisi wote tuko chini.
Yes.
Hakuna ambition ya kutaka kitu yenye iko mbele na nini. Ni chenye atakuwa ametuamulia. Lakini baba akisema sasa mimi siku ya leo nimewacha siasa. Ndugu yangu. Pale katika Azimio. Pale katika Azimio, the most popular member of parliament in the whole country. The most popular, hata saizi aleki ukipigia nyanyako kule nyumbani, mwambie nilikuwa na Babu Owino, atasema hebu niambie ukweli, tuma picha juu anajua Babu Owino na anajua kazi ya Babu Owino. Sasa mbona hawa viongozi wakae kwa meza wana negotiate for us na mimi niko kwa menu nikuliwe. Hiyo meza tutaivunja.
Umetaja specific Joho. Are you maybe kuna collab fulani mnapanga na mzee Joho?
Yes.
Okay.
Tunapanga mambo na Joho na tutaambia watu hapa mbele. Tunajipanga na tutataka mimi nikae kwa meza, Kalonzo akae hapa, Joho akae hapa na viongozi wengine. Hata Sifuna aletwe kwa meza. Huyo pia ni viongozi shupavu. Na Ledama Olekina aletwe kwa meza. Na viongozi wengine ambao pia tutanini nao yenye itakuwa na national outlook. Na tutafanya kazi hivyo. Mwenye hataki kusikia maneno ya Babu, Babu hatataka kusikia maneno yake. Na usianze kusema ati Babu ako hivi, hapana.
Cha mwisho, tutaona Pentagon ikilegea mali vipi Babu?
Tunajipanga. Pentagon ilikuwa huko 2007 na hapa saizi inaweza kuwa hexagon, heptagon, octagon,
something like that.
Nonagon 9 ama decagon 10, but something like that. Lazima itakuja.
Okay.
Mambo moto. Mmesikia Babu Owino akizongea hapo? Mmesikia Babu Owino ameongea hapo? Mmesikia? Ama mkusikia? Ongile amesema hiyo mambo wakiongea nani atachukua kutoka kwa baba, hata yeye akwae kwa menyu. Hata yeye afanye nini? Akwae kwa menyu. Na mkikataa kumleta kwa meza, atavunja meza. Ongile, Babu. Wana Azimio, ingieni hapa mnieleze. Mimi nimeshindwa mimi. Haya ndio hiyo basi linki. Ingieni hapa mnieleze Babu Owino ndiye atawasimamia ama ni Mbadi ama ni mtu mwingine. Hebu nielezeni. Ingieni hapa mnieleze. Mimi siwezi sijui. Mmeona Babu Owino amesema hapo msimu, if is not in the conversation, hiyo haiendelei. Hakuna conversation hapo. Babu has to be in the conversation. Na amesema watapanga yeye, Joho na wengine weo. Sifuna na Ladakima na wengine weo. Hao wazee wasituchezee. Baba tu ni the reason why hiyo ambition haiendelee hapa, kwa sababu baba ndio nini. Ingieni hapa wana Azimio. Ingieni hapa wana Azimio. Mimi sichezi na nyinyi. Sichezi. Babu amesema meza itavunjwa, kama itavunjwa. Mambo bad. Nitawachezea hiyo video tena, lakini wacha nianze na video nyingine basi. Wacha nianze na video nyingine ama namna gani? Wacha nianze na video nyingine. Nitarudia hiyo video ya Babu Owino akisema kuwa baba akimaliza mambo yake mpaka watu wakae kwa tebo. Wakae kwa nini? Kwa meza. Na katika hiyo meza mpaka yeye pia kalishwe katika hiyo meza. yuko kwa menu, mpaka kuwe kwa menu. Kama hayuko kwa menu, basi ataivunja hiyo meza. Tialala. Babu Owino. Mambo bad. Naambia hapa leo ODM, Azimio. Aya, namuona brother Wilson ananiambia ati Babu Owino will be the kingpin. Aingia hapa tueleze. Wewe wacha kurusha mawe huko nje ndugu yangu wewe. Hebu kuja wengi. Ingia katika nini uniambie kwa nini? Maana Babu amesema if he's not in the menu ataivunja hiyo nini meza. Ongele. Hata amesema ukipigia nyanyako huko uulize ulikuwa na Babu Owino, atakwambia hebu nionyeshe picha. Maana Babu Owino amesema he's a household name. Who's taking over? Maana baba amesema haya Oparanya na Joho, hebu pangeni hii kitu. Vile ODM itaendelea mbele. Pangeni hii kitu. Wana ODM ingieni hapa mnieleze. Ndio hiyo namewekea nini? Mniingie hapa mnieleze vipi Babu Owino? Ama Mbadi, ama sijui nani. Naona hiyo mambo imeanza kuchemka within ODM itself. Mambo imeanza kuchemka. Sasa mimi sijui ni vipi bwana. Haya. Wacha nianze na mambo mengine basi. Turudi kwa mambo mengine, wacha nianze na video zangu mimi. Leo nawaambia wana wa ODM na Azimio, msiwe na haya, msiwe na hofu, msifikirie ni mahayatima. Ukitaka kusema mambo yako kuja utoe matamshi yako hapa kwa Kenya Revolutionary. Maana hapa hivi hatujali, hata kama wewe ni mtu wa Kenya Kwanza, unaweza kuingia hapo tuambie mimi ni mtu wa Kenya Kwanza, lakini nikiangalia huko katika ODM na Azimio namuona yule kijana fulani, kama ni Babu Owino, kama ni Mbadi, kama ni mtu yoyote, hata kama sijui ni nani, wewe kuja tuambie maoni yako hapa. Basi ndio hiyo linki ndio hiyo, ingia. Haya, wacha nicheze video fulani mwanzo kabla tujarudi kwa huyo Babu Owino. Maana Babu Owino amesema mambo, matamshi yake hapo mimi nimeshikwa na nini? Hata nasikia mkono hii shikwa na gomvu. Babu Owino amesema I have to be in the table. If I'm not on the table, in the table of discussion, that table will be broken. Tialala, tibim. Haya, wacha nicheze video nyingine basi. Hiyo ni number 1. Haya, link ndio hiyo, ukitaka kuingia basi ingia. Wacha mimi niendelee na mambo yangu. Mimi naendelea na mambo yangu, nacheza video zangu. Naongoja hapa mimi. Nitawaplay the whole thing. I'll be here all day. Nawaambia hapa. Hii ni marathon. Nataka kuingia, ukitaka kuingia basi ndio hiyo linki. If you don't know how to use the link ni hivi. Ukiona hiyo link nimeweka hapo kwa comment section, ukiwa hapo kwa YouTube, unadunga hiyo link alafu itakupeleka kwa StreamYard. Ukifika kwa StreamYard, fungua kamera. Ukishafungua kamera pale, haya basi utajiona picha lako, alafu unaingia tu hapo, unasema haya join the video, alafu utajipata hapa hivi. Mimi nitakuingiza, alafu utatoa matamshi yako, utatoa na maoni yako ama namna gani. Haya basi tuendelee. Wacha tunachezea video ya pili. Tukiendelea. Huyo ni Babu Owino alitoa mambo yake. Haya. Hapa hivi natoa video kutoka katika hii ni channel ya Azimio. Walikuwa na mkutano huko, ilikuwa Mandera ama wapi? Haya basi tuacha tusikie. Tuwezeni Mandera, wacha tuisikie. Relax my friends, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. Mambo inachacha ODM Azimio side. Maana baba amesema mimi naenda zangu, sasa nikibaki nyinyi vijana, nyinyi wana Azimio, mjipange, sawa? Haya basi, wacha nicheze video nyingine. Alafu tukiendelea, ingia na like video tafadhali. Haya, twende kazi, twende. Haya, twende kazi. Ndio. The second video is this one right here. Twende.
Chama cha ODM. Wacha la kwanza kabisa nishukuru gavana wenu. Gavana, wakati nilikuwa nakuja pande hii, nikiwa na rafiki yangu Yusuf, nikaonyeshwa hospitali ile unajenga pale, nikashangaa. Ni hospitali ya kimataifa. Ni kazi. Baba Raila Odinga kwa kutuletea ile kitu tunaita devolution. Jambo la muhimu ni kwamba serikali kuu, ile serikali iko Nairobi, lazima hakikishe pesa yote ambayo inastahili ije hapa chini imekuja. Ndio gavana wenu afanye kazi kamili akiwa na pesa ya kutosha. Wangapi wameunga hiyo mkono? Hatutaki pesa mingi baki kule Nairobi, ili hali kazi yao Nairobi ni kuiba tu, ni kupora mali ya wananchi. Pesa ikija hapa mashinani, kazi yake inaonekana. Si namna hiyo? La pili, mimi nawashukuru wananchi wa Wajir. Kule bungeni mmetuletea washujaa, wabunge wa eneo hili ambao wako katika bunge la kitaifa. Tukianza na dada yangu Jeho, rafiki yangu Yusuf wa Wajir West, rafiki yangu Ado wa Wajir South, wanafanya kazi sawa sawa na wamebaki wakisimama kidete. Kila mara tukipiga kura, wanapiga kura wakiangalia maslahi ya wananchi. Tuwapigie makofi jameni. Siwezi kosa kumtambua pia ile katibu wa chama chetu, katibu Mheshimiwa Organizing Secretary Abdisalam Ahmed, ambaye pia alikuwa wakati mmoja mbunge wa Wajir North.
Haya basi, ngoja hiyo commercial.
Now you're really going to have to get those credentials.
Tutatoa commercial.
Good thing.
Haya tu.
No. Yeye pia ni mwanachama kamili. Kwa hivyo sisi tuna furaha na tukijua kwamba chama chetu cha ODM sio tu chama tu ya kawaida. Chama cha ODM is a mass movement. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga ameunda chama cha mass movement na itabaki kuwa chama for the coming generations. Regardless of what happens, ODM is going to continue to remain relevant and impactful in this land of ours for generations and generations to come. Kwa haya machache, asanteni sana. Nimetambua uwepo wa naibu wa chama, naibu wa kiongozi wa chama Mheshimiwa Hassan Joho na Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Ambassa Oparanya na kiranja wa bunge la kitaifa Mheshimiwa Junet Mohamed. Sisi kama wanachama wa ODM tumebaki tukiwa kitu kimoja na tuko gangari. Asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki.
Haya. Wajir, asalamu alaikum. Ile karatasi umeleta nimeweka kwa mfuko, siwezi tupa, baadaye sawa. Mimi nataka munisikize kwa makini sana, kwa sababu nimesikia mengi yamesemwa na mengi yameendelea kusemwa, sivyo? Mimi nataka tuzungumze Raila Amolo Odinga ni nani. Umeelewa? Mimi naona kuna watu wanamuongea kiolela. Kuna watu wanamuongea kinini? Kiolela. Nataka niwaambie, watambue kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga ni kiongozi wa kimataifa, sivyo? Na ana haki ya kuzungumza siasa ya Kenya, siasa ya East Africa, siasa ya Afrika, siasa ya dunia pia. Si namna hiyo? Si ametosha? Pia nataka niseme kitu chengine cha muhimu sana. Watu wamezungumza mambo ya kurithi Raila Amolo Odinga. Watu wamezungumza mambo ya nini? Kurithi Raila Amolo Odinga. Ile mimi nataka kusema hapa kama Hassan Ali Joho, ile kitu ambaye mimi narithi kwa Raila Amolo Odinga is the ideology ambaye amenifundisha kwa miaka yangu ya siasa, mawazo, mienendo, mwelekeo na uthabiti na ujasiri na usimba wa siasa. Si ndio?
Haya.
Si ndio? Watu wajue baba hakuna mali anaenda. Baba anaenda hadi, si ndio? Si huyu baba ni life member wa ODM. Si ndio? Member number 1 wa maisha wa ODM nani? Raila Amolo, na atabaki kuwa katika chama cha ODM. Ile kitu ambayo nataka niseme ya muhimu hapa, watu ya Wajir, nataka niwaulize, mnataka kuingia serikali ya mtaki 2027? Mnataka mtaki? Kama mnataka mnionyeshe na mkono namna hii. Mimi nataka niwaambie hapa mchana, usiku na mapema, watu waelewe, serikali inayokuja mwaka wa 2027 ni serikali ya ODM. Na mambo ni mawili ama matatu pia, lakini ya muhimu ni mawili. kama si Raila Amolo Odinga basi ni Hassan Ali Joho. Si namna hiyo? Mimi mtu ambaye naweza ondokea bila kuuliza maswali wala B ni Raila Amolo. Lakini hao wengine mimi na ndugu zangu kina Oparanya tutapambana kidogo kinyumbani alafu baadaye tutaamua, si ndio hiyo? Si ndio hiyo? Lakini chama ambaye haina wafuasi haiwezi kusonga mbele. Tumekubaliana? Wanawajia, mtajiandikisha kwa chama cha ODM.
Umeona Joho ameiweka hapo kimpango, amesema mimi na Oparanya hapa tutalumbana hapa kidogo kwa upole hapa within ODM, alafu tutaamua nani atakuwa mwakilishi wa chama cha ODM. Niliwachezea Babu Owino, akamwambia Babu Owino alisema nini? Mpaka awe katika menu. Naye Joho amesema nini? Kama ni kulumbana tutalumbana, tujue nani ni mwakilishi wa ODM. Baba akiondoka. Tusikie. Tuendelee kusikia. Haya.
Mtajiandikisha? Ya mwisho, sitaki kusema sana kwa sababu baba ataongea hapa. Mimi nataka niwaambie, mimi kama Hassan Ali Joho, tangu niingie siasa, siasa, hakuna uamuzi wa kisiasa nilifanya bila kumhusisha, kumjulisha na kulepata uelekezo kutoka kwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Kuna watu wengine wanauliza sasa, governor umerudi, ulikuwa umepotea. Hakuna step that I took without the knowledge of my party leader Raila Amolo Odinga. Tumeelewana hapo? Na mimi msinichezee, mimi nikileta noma ni noma. Tumeelewana? Nikileta noma ni nini?
Noma.
Na kama ni noma
ni noma.
Kama ni mbaya. Kama ni mbaya. Mimi my dear sister Fatuma Jeho, very close to Joho. Hassan Joho, Fatuma Jeho. Si tuko hapo tu. Umeniambia unataka turudi tufanye mchango ya msikiti. Hata kufanya mchango ni mbali. Mimi nakuhakikishia kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu tutarudi hapa Ramadhan, tupate chakula, tende, watu wetu wapate faida ya Ramadhani. Na hiyo dalili ya kiongozi mzuri, sivyo? Ameombea, mimi nimechangia mara nyingi hapa Wajia na siwezi kuchoka. Nitarudi tuchange, kama ni msikiti, kama ni madrasa, kama ni kusaidia wanyonge, kama ni kumsaidia mayatima, tutarudi hapa tufanye nini? Tuchange. Tumekubaliana? La mwisho kabisa, my friend Governor Ahmed Jir, mimi nasikitika ile tamu moja ulipoteza, hii Wajia ingekuwa mbali sana mimi. Hii Wajia pale ulipoiwacha, ile tamu moja ulipoteza ingekuwa mbali sana. Lakini wanasema chelewa bora ufanye nini? Ufike. Si Ahmed amerudi? Si kazi anafanya? Si anaendelea kufanya? Na akimaliza hapa tutashikana mkono na yeye twende katika siasa ya kitaifa. Atakuwa mtu mmoja muhimu katika serikali ya 2027, serikali ya chama cha ODM. Tumekubaliana? Wale ambao wanasema ODM wenue mkono tuone namna hii. Wale ambao wanasema Raila Odinga ni kiongozi wa kimataifa wainue mkono namna hii. Wale ambao wanasema wamepatia Raila ruhusa.
Joho ndio huyo basi ameongea. So we have two people in the ring, Hassan Ali Joho and what's his name, Babu Owino. Hao ni watu wawili sasa. Who else is next on the list? Oparanya is in the list too. Msisahau. Let me play you that. ODM, I'm telling you, ODM is Haya, wacha tucheze ODM. Haya, wacha tucheze mwingine. Babu Owino za nini? Hassan Joho na Oparanya. Leo nawaambia ODM. Wana ODM ingieni hapa mnieleze. Mimi nimeshindwa sijui nitasema nini mimi. Maana mimi si mwana wa ODM. So I don't know. Mnieleze, nyinyi ndio mnajua siasa ndani ya ODM. Lakini it seems like the young turks within ODM are saying it's our turn. Yeah? Gudia nakuona hapo. Vipi Gudia? Hi. Haya, wacha tuendelee. Waache nionyeshe basi. Haya ndio wachecheze video ya pili. ODM na mambo mengine. Haya, Joho na nani.
ODM party leader Raila Odinga now says his two deputies, that is former Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho and former Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, will hold fort during his absence at the African Union Commission if he clinches the seat. Now, speaking in Wajir County during an ODM membership drive, the ODM Supremo, who stepped in to quell a simmering supremacy battle between his deputies, said there would be no vacuum in his absence. As KTN's political affairs reporter Emmanuel Toh now explains, the calendar of activities towards the 2025 AU Commission elections seems packed.
The opposition leader who spoke during the membership drive for the ODM party in Wajir County was quick to allay fears from his supporters from the north and beyond that he will leave a vacuum if he was to get elected to the African Union Commission chairperson post. The former prime minister saying his two deputies will step in and both were equal to the task.
Kunatosha. Watazidi kuendesha mambo ya chama hata kama mimi niko kule Addis Ababa. Na kama wanataka ushauri, mimi niko tayari kuwashauri hawa watu. ODM itabaki intact.
The opposition chief also dismissed reports of a simmering succession war between his two deputies who are both angling to take over the party leader position.
Atio kuna mvurutano, ODM karibu kusambaratika, atio Oparanya anataka, Joho anataka, hiyo sio kizi. Kila mtu anaweza kutamani msichana, sio?
Watu waelewe, serikali inayokuja mwaka wa 2027 ni serikali ya ODM.
Na mjue papa hakuna mahali anaenda. Ataendelea kushikilia sisi.
Party membership is free. Na leo mliambiwa vile mnaweza register. Na tuta strengthen party all the way from the grassroots.
Odinga, who assured his supporters that he was still around to continue the operations of the party, revealed that the party elections will be held immediately after the month of Ramadan, which begins next week.
Kama baba yako anasafiri, anaenda safari nchi nyingine ng'ambo, hata ya mwaka moja, mwaka mbili, si kuna vijana wanabaki kwa boma, wanalinda boma?
We totally support your bid for the AU Commission chairperson position. You are overqualified for that role.
And as he continues to campaign for the AU Commission position, Odinga must also prepare for tight timelines in the run-up to the elections in February next year. According to a tentative calendar of events, aspiring candidates have between February and March to declare their interests for the seat before ushering in the AU to announce the candidates who will have met the cut. After that, the candidates will appear before a panel of eminent persons who will vet candidates and draw up a shortlist. This is to ensure that candidates are chosen on merit and not solely through deal-making between states and regions. The shortlist will open up the official campaign period and elections to be held in 2025. Meanwhile, more Kenya Kwanza legislators continue to back Raila's AUC candidature.
President Ruto stands a better chance to assist the Right Honorable Raila Odinga to become the AU chairperson, courtesy of his growing relationship with the African heads of states. The Amina and Mohamed Faki equation cannot apply in the Raila's quest for AU chairperson. This time round, African leaders have seen the potential in Raila Odinga.
All eyes will remain fixed on what the ODM party will take ahead of the Raila's departure to Addis Ababa if his quest is successful. Emmanuel Toh, KT News.
To the corridors of
okay, so all right, so Godia is reminding me of something which is making sense right here. Yes, Godia reminds me when she told me Raila is shadowing Babu Owino. About Raila shadowing Babu Owino, and he is next in line. So Babu Owino is kind of the next in line, but Nani, wait a minute. Am I getting you wrong? What are you saying? But Nani, and is he preparing Babu Owino ama he's holding him back ama yani ana hataki ya Babu Owino? Let me get that correct. Let me get the clarification. I don't know exactly. I'm not sure about that. I didn't get it. Is Raila anataki Babu Owino kwa the Neo ama which is it? I just mesahau kidogo. I just want to make sure that you're saying the right. We are na kuelewa. Sorry. Aya. By the way, kuna vipindi zinaendelea bado vipindi. Mnataka vipindi zingine before we continue with the ODM. No, this kipindi I have to play it. I have to play this kipindi ambao vipindi vya kawaida. There's another kipindi huyu mama bado anaendelea hapa. We have to play this one. This is wonderful. I have to listen to this.
Margaret Wanjiru. That was, now let me tell you something. My president and my deputy president, from today, this Margaret Wanjiru, that was beaten, my clothes lifted up, but by young men who are police security agents. They touched my thighs, me, a woman of God. I want to make a very sweet promise to you. Believe you me, you will look for me. You went for Benny Hinn in America, for me, you will look for me, and I'm not moving and I'm not going anywhere. I will be here. You have started a fight that you cannot fight. This one is in the heavenlies. We have lived with this community parking all these years. We have never fought. You are using the MD railways. I pity his family. Because as I cried yesterday and today, even his family plus yours are not exempted. My tears will pay. We are hurting. We are bleeding. But behold, Isaiah 61 anointing stands. Jehovah God healeth the brokenhearted. We are disappointed with the Kenya Kwanza government. Extremely disappointed. I was one of the founding members of UDA. I campaigned 2 years straight when others came to just steal what I had worked for. Yet, I let go. I've loved you, my president. I've loved you, my deputy president. I've loved your family. When you call, I obey, I answer. I've never disrespected or disregarded you. I've always loved you, prayed for you, and blessed you. But behold, from this day, take it from this altar, tables are turning. Thank you. I'm done. To the men and women of God that came to stand with me, thank you very much. I want the church to learn if this can be done to Bishop Margaret Wanjiru. What are you guys waiting for? Who is next? Who is next?
Sorry, we are taking a break from the ODM side. We just want this comic relief. So,
if this can be done to me, who is next? If right now I don't even have my phone, they are busy investigating it. Who is next? And let me make it clear. Mr. President and Deputy President, I have never worked with these things. If it was a car accident, I would not even complain. But to be beaten by security, or our security agencies, and now I'm in clutches. I'll count the steps that I will walk, and somebody will pay for every single step. I think it's time that some people in this nation understand that there is God, not God of hypocrisy, not God of jokes, but real God. And God has his servants in this nation, a people that he has his hands on them. If anything happens to me or my children, if we get hurt or any of our other properties get hurt, Because right now your security agencies are constructing a wall. They are land grabbing right in front of our eyes. If my children get hurt or I get hurt, I will squarely put that blame on you. And if I die or they die,
easy. Nakwambia easy comedy, it's too much. So, young men touched your thigh and your hand broke down. Oh my goodness. Aki watu wengine wanafaa kwenda Hollywood. I was just taking a break from the ODM, Sangavia ODM, but just to mention that. Anyway, this is just unbelievable. Lizima, the acting by yule huyo mwanamke, I don't know what she's thinking. Yani, tafadhali, please. Spare us. Iyo drama yenu is just a bit too much. It's a bit too much. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, enemies and comrades, what happens when Raila leaves the stage for ODM? It seems like there'll be a vacuum. Tumeona our vijana what's his face? Babu Owino and the rest are vying for the seat. Hawachezi, they're serious about it. Yeah? Umeona kwa nini kwa hiyo interview? Babu Owino was not playing. Babu Owino amesema mpaka akwai kwa kiti. Hiyo kiti lazima akue hapo, part of it. Yeah? Muriona hiyo kitu? Tutarudi. Wacha niwaeleze. Let me play you the neo. I'll show you the simple clip here. Mambo motomoto. Mambo motomoto naambia. I'm telling you, this is, I don't know if ODM will survive with all this matungamano. Lakini wamesema ati watasikizana, watakaa chini waongee, and we'll see. So here Hassan Joho is telling us. What is he telling us? Hassan Joho anasema in 2027 the incoming government is ODM. There are only two options. If it's not Raila Odinga, then it will be Ali Hassan Joho. Remember, there are three people who have said this thing now about ODM being the government 2027. Junet alisema 2027 ODM itakuwa kwa serikali. Wandai said ODM itakuwa serikali 2027. Joho say ODM itakuwa serikali. Fourth person is Oparanya was saying ODM itakuwa serikali. Do they know something that we don't? Do they? Hey, let's find out. Let's see, let's go body how.
Tuone venye tuna negotiate mambo venye itaenda hapa.
Okay.
Ndio.
Alright,
naona tukikaa chini kiongozi kama Joho tuone venye tuna negotiate mambo venye itaenda hapa.
Okay.
Ndio.
Alright, chini na kiongozi kama Joho.
Tu negotiate, mimi pia niletwe meza kama principal. Kama baba ameamua sasa hayuko kwenye siasa. Mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu mimi nakuwa principal. Mimi nataki kufanya kazi na mimi, sitafanya kazi na yeye. Na hivyo ndio itakuwa.
Babu, unamaanisha nini? Unamaanisha nini babu? What do you mean?
Umejua?
Unamaanisha nini?
Baba akiamua.
Yes.
Ni baba tu ndiye anaamua. Baba saa zile ako siasa, sisi wote tuko chini.
Yes.
Hakuna ambition ya kutaka kitu yenye iko mbele na nini.
Yes.
Wacheni Babu Owino. Babu Owino amesema mpaka na sio tafadhali, mpaka akwa in the negotiating table. Hey. Kuna mambo mengine pia is resurfacing. We don't know where she came from, but tutasikia kitu anasema. There's another lady who's resurfacing, and Raila alisema she's the best one for that Azimio coalition head. Raila amemruka Kalonzo na amemruka nani? Amemruka what's her name? Karua. He'd rather go with Ngilu. Ngilu. Haya, acha tumone Ngilu basi. Haya. Ngilu was talking today. Hebu tusikie Ngilu alikuwa anasema nini. Ngilu. Haya, Ngilu. Are you guys ready?
Hey, you seeing this?
Sorry
Hey,
about that. It's a
what's
commercial.
the dish? There ain't one. You're
I'm
telling
doing
me you
Gilubas.
can get direct TV.
As governors, let's put our hands together and welcome former Kitui Governor, Honorable Charity Ngilu.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Your Excellencies, Madam Governor Anne Waiguru, my colleague before I left, and now the Chair of Council of Governors, Madam Cicely Berire, Governor of Embu, and indeed, and this is what we always advocate for. Your Excellencies, Homa Bay Governor, and a person I met when you were extremely young and still in college, Your Excellency, Madam Susan Kihika, Your Excellencies, Madam Chale Wale, Your Excellencies Vavinya Ndeti Machakos, Your Excellencies Kawira Mwangaza Meru, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a great day for us as the women of Kenya. And really, I want to first thank Your Excellency for gracing this occasion. Being here shows how much you support the women of Kenya and how far you want them to go. For us women, when we are supported this way, we really got to take this with both hands and to make sure that this G7 that has started today and strategy being launched today can go a long way in increasing the number of women in leadership in this country. When you work with the women, as Governor Sakaja has said, if you work with half in the field, half the team, you cannot achieve as much as you should achieve. So women need to be involved in every sphere of development. And I want to ask Your Excellency Anne Waiguru, we are talking about increasing the numbers to 16. But may I ask that we should increase the numbers to 25, if not 47. Having women governors in the 47 counties will really help the president to go forward. And indeed, let's start looking at the government itself, making sure that whoever president will be there will get 50% of his cabinet or her cabinet to be women. We must not be apologetic to what we want. And I want to assure you, Your Excellency, by the way, if you have more women in leadership, they will help you carry a lot of the work that you are doing. They will help you, and very well indeed. You'll be freer than you are today. Women, I think there is something I want to say here about politics. Something is worrying me very much. We women have seen here that we are going to make sure that we will work across political divide. All parties, we as women must come together and ensure that whatever party you are in will support you where you are. What for me has shocked me in the last few days is a new handshake, Your Excellency. And I thank you for supporting Baba to become the AU chair. But you cannot take him alone. He has many other people with him. He had many people with him. And I still need to understand, and I'll study this a little bit to understand how this works amongst male leadership. Women don't do that. Since I haven't known how it works, I'll continue to learn how it works. For us right now today, we must make sure we increase the number of women. We go to the grassroots. Let's not leave it at the governor's level. We'll go to the grassroots level. We'll increase the number of women who are there. We'll identify them. We'll make sure that they are trained, they have got skills. We'll build confidence in them and ensure that we know the wards they are going to run, increase the number of MCAs, increase the number of women members of parliament, increase the number of women governors, increase the number of all women in their places. And of course, the final seat is the presidential seat. Don't run away from it. Women want it like yesterday. So, Your Excellency, the best you can now do, and I want to ask this for the women in office and out of the office, please help these women to mobilize resources to get to the villages and to ensure that women can be empowered enough. I want to say that I didn't know I was going to be asked to speak, but I'm happy you have given me an opportunity to say something. Governor Sakaja, Nairobi ni yako, lakini sioni wanawake vizuri hapa Nairobi. Tafadhali weka wanawake tuwaone. You cannot talk about he for she and we are not seeing it. You must walk the talk. And I'll be on your case. Your Excellency, and Anno Iguru, please, Governor, be on the President's case and make sure that we keep in on his toes to ensure that we have the numbers. I want to thank you very much for inviting me to say a few words. Please, women, young women governors, shine and shine and shine for Kenya. Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Gilu.
Women don't that. Since I haven't known how it works, I'll continue to learn how it works. For us right now today, we must make sure we increase the number of women. We go to the grassroots. Let's not leave it at the governor's level. We'll go to the grassroots level. We'll increase the number of women who are there. We'll identify them. We'll make sure that they are trained, they have got skills. We'll build confidence in them and ensure that we know the wards they are going to run, increase the number of MCAs, increase the number of women members of parliament, increase the number of women governors, increase the number of all women in their places. And of course, the final seat is the presidential seat. Don't run away from it. Women want it like yesterday. So, Your Excellency, the best you can now do, and I want to ask this for the women in office and out of the office, please help these women to mobilize resources to get to the villages and to ensure that women can be empowered enough. I want to say that I didn't know I was going to be asked to speak, but I'm happy you have given me an opportunity to say something. Governor Sakaja, Nairobi ni yako, lakini sioni wanawake vizuri hapa Nairobi. Tafadhali weka wanawake tuwaone. You cannot talk about he for she and we are not seeing it. You must walk the talk. And I'll be on your case. Your Excellency, and Anno Iguru, please, Governor, be on the President's case and make sure that we keep in on his toes to ensure that we have the numbers. I want to thank you very much for inviting me to say a few words. Please, women, young women governors, shine and shine and shine for Kenya. Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Gilu. Allow me now to welcome Majority Leader, National Assembly, Honorable.
What's your credit card debt balance? If it's $10,000 or more, here are 3 easy solutions you can start implementing today.
That was Charity Ngilu giving a speech today apparently she is preferred to rather than Kalonzo Musyoka. Okay, so let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see something else I want you guys to learn about. All right, never mind. I'm caught up in things that I'm doing right now, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades. We are going to play something else. Now, let's look at this video. I think it's interesting for those of you who would like to get an understanding of what's going on. Never mind.
Former Prime Minister and Azimio leader Raila Odinga has declared interest in the AU Commission chairperson's seat.
I will myself be keen to serve the continent of Africa.
It is very important as far as the day-to-day running of the African Union is concerned. Now today we want to see coming to an end early next year. Indeed, a huge leadership transition is expected by the African Union come 2025. For Kenya, the stakes are high, and the president has kicked off campaigns way ahead of time. He has been reaching out to heads of state and governments in Eastern Africa to sell the candidature of Raila Odinga, the opposition chief and former prime minister. William Ruto recently visited his Ugandan counterpart, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in the company of Odinga. The two sought endorsement from a country that was accused of not supporting then Foreign Affairs CS Amina Mohamed for the Commission's top seat in 2017. Mohamed lost the seat to the current chair, Musa Faki of Chad, despite appearing as a frontrunner before the election.
Zote we are going to put on our jogging shoes to make sure we rotate around Africa to campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga to be the next chairman of the African Union.
Raila Odinga, serikali inapigana kwamba apate nafasi ya kuwa kiongozi wa AU, African Union, na hudumie Waafrika wazima. William Ruto pamoja na mawaziri wake wamekuwa katika kampeni ya kutaka apewe hicho kiti. Labda maoni yako kama mzee wa hapa Gatanga.
Hayo iko wazi kabisa, na hakuna mtu hata nani, hata mimi mwenyewe nikisikia unapinga ati Raila asikuwe ati yeye na asimamia hiyo kiti, nitakuona wewe umeanguka kabisa. Raila hako katika siasa za Kenya. Raila anachukua sasa Kenya mzima, Afrika mzima. Ndio anaenda kuongea maneno yake. Haongei maneno ya hapa ati nataka president na nini na nini na nini. Kwa hivyo hata mimi mwenyewe nikimsikia wewe unapinga Raila asichaguliwe, mimi nitakutupa mbali.
The candidature of Raila Odinga has received the support of the Kenya Kwanza administration led by President William Ruto. Now the next question is, will Kenya and Raila Odinga be able to marshal enough support for him to be elected the next president of the AU Commission?
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own.
William Ruto's first headache will be to lobby for support from East and Central Africa region on Odinga's behalf. Rumors of Tanzania's former president, Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, also seeking the position has cooled down, at least for now. But a unified regional bloc will give Odinga's candidature a boost, given how the voting happens.
Raila Odinga has expressed interest in the AU Commission chairperson seat, and he's received quite a number of support, and especially from the Kenya Kwanza administration. We have seen him in Uganda. We saw him in Namibia talking to several presidents, some of whom they say they're friends to Raila Odinga. What are his chances from where you sit?
I think his chances are very high, and I say high because of who he is within the African continent, and he's just the outgoing infrastructure, advisor to the African Union. So that in itself, he already has space. He's been working in that space. He's not new to the space, and then of course he's never been a president per se of Kenya, but he's known. He's been contesting regularly, and also he's very in touch with issues of Africa's development. And he keeps in touch with those issues.
The new chair will be elected at the next AU summit in 2025. The chairperson of the AU Commission is elected by the Assembly for a 4-year term, renewable once. Others to be elected are the deputy chairperson and 6 commissioners who, together with the chair, make up the commission's top leadership. Monique Nzanza-Baganwa from Rwanda is the current deputy and become the first female to occupy the position. Elections are conducted by a secret ballot, and the winning candidate must garner a 2/3 majority of the member states eligible to vote. Personal relationships built by Raila across the continent during his long political career are viewed as some of the strength his bid might have, but turning them into votes is a different ballgame altogether.
As far as the lobbying, which is very critical, the lobbying that goes on before you become an AU chair is intense, and it's not a lobbying of riffraffs, ordinary people. This is a lobbying among almost peers. And I think although Raila Odinga has not been the president, he has a lot of peers within the AU in terms of the various leaders that those who wield power within the EU. And of course, even if I say that, it's not going to be a walkover.
If Odinga is endorsed by East African countries, his bid could see regional and language issues resurface. Kenya's Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi recently argued that the Central, Southern and Western Africa regions have had their share since 2002. So it is now time for the Eastern and Northern Africa regions. He argued further, under the rotational rules, Eastern Africa has the first opportunity when the term of the current chair expires end of this year.
When you look at those who have held that position before, I believe strictly it should be the turn of East Africa. Not too long ago, we had Southern Africa. The one now whose time will be ending is Central Africa. Before that, as I said, we had Conare from West Africa. I believe it should be the turn of Eastern Africa.
Of course, I'm lucky. We might be lucky if the Eastern African region, the East African community, I think that's the first backing that Raila needs. He needs the backing from the Eastern African community, the East African region, not East African community, the Eastern African region, including the Horn of Africa, the Ethiopians, Eritreans, and the rest. If that can be captured, then now you don't spend a lot of time home. But if the home ground, like was being alleged at one point, that Kikwete would be fronted as well, if Kikwete was also to be fronted, that already would be the first problematic aspect,
During the 2017 election in which Amina Mohamed lost, languages played a big role. Voting and lobbying for the AU vote took the line of Francophone states versus Anglophones. Will it play a role again?
So how crucial is it when it comes to the voting of the AU Commission chairperson, the Anglophone bloc and the Francophone?
Very important, and actually it's worth making sure that you get the other phones, the Francophones. If you can get the Francophones on board, the better. Because usually people who speak the same language tend to have a lot of collaborations together. Yes. They even have those alliances and commitments together. To the extent that if you go to their big entity, like for example, if you go to the East African community and you are sold there, your chances. So I guess the tough part of it is to penetrate the Francophone. And the Francophone in recent times is very complex as well. Although you have a lot of these uprisings coming up. Look at Burkina Faso, look at Chad and all that. I don't know whether those will have votes. Maybe they won't have votes. That split that is like threatening to come out of ECOWAS, with Burkina Faso and Chad feeling like they don't want to listen to ECOWAS and what ECOWAS wants to say. So that also will complicate a bit of campaigning. But the campaign has to be done. The lobbying has to be done. And I don't know whether it's too early, but it's always good to be too early. But it might also be too early. I think we've begun it maybe too early. I don't know. But we wait to see whether there will be other contestants. Yeah.
Well, many people have been asking me who can become the chairperson of the AU Commission. Here's your answer. These are individuals who have significant experience in governance, international relations, and diplomacy.
In choosing names, member states are required to pick not only the former heads of state or foreign ministers, but also Africans who have excelled at statecraft in other domains, such as the UN system.
Because we believe that people who have held the position of head of government, either at the prime minister level or at the presidential level, will be able to knock at the door of incumbent prime ministers and presidents without much ado. And such people will probably be the right person, armed with other attributes.
Countries have until May 2024 to submit the names of their preferred candidate. The chairperson is responsible for shaping the continent's economic, political, and security agenda. He's also the chief executive officer, legal representative of the AU, and the Commission's chief accounting officer. The Commission is the administrative branch of 10 commissioners who hold individual portfolios. It implements AU policies and coordinates the body's activities and meetings.
We've seen quite a number of issues coming up during Musa Faki's time. We have seen coups, we have seen terror, especially when we are talking about the Sahel region. Sudan is in turmoil. Probably from where you sit, are this going to be the first assignment of the next AU Commission chairperson? which most Kenyans are hoping will be Raila Odinga?
Yeah, I think those are going to be really issues on table because they are ongoing. You cannot undermine them. And we also know that Africa is ongoing with infrastructure development. That is really, really highly placed infrastructure development, which is going on with a number of big projects that you will also be on board. So as much as you will be onboarding and monitoring projects, the issue of crisis and all these coups and uprisings across country, because if you don't address the uprisings and the coups, then you have no continent to even do infrastructure on. So for sure, the uprisings and coups become quite a priority. And this is something that is being seen almost globally, that democracy is retrogressing, and you are seeing autocrats coming to power, and more autocrats are coming to power. And if they are not autocrats, they are populists. Populists that are running away with countries and issues, and people don't even know with clarity, where they are heading.
My name is Enoch Sikonia, and I am the Kenyan historian.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, this is what's going to happen. The gentleman has explained wonderfully how the AU process is going to take place. And you've seen the process that Raila has to go through. It's not going to be easy. It's doable. Again, you see how that the support that he'll need on especially on the Francophone nations, the West Africa, if he's going to garner votes there. That's going to be a challenge, of course. But we'll see. We'll see if he can do it. It's not impossible. It is absolutely doable, but it will take some convincing, to say the least. So we shall see about that. Now, another stuff that I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, is another video which hopefully will educate you on what Africa is going through. Okay. Just a little bit. Here's
It's another former French
on,
colony
ladies.
and one of the poorest nations in the world, CAR, Central Africa. Now let's shift our focus to Africa, to the Central African Republic. As the name suggests, it is located in Central Africa. It's another former French colony and one of the poorest nations in the world, CAR, Central African Republic. Part of the reason for that is constant warfare. The country has been going through a civil war for over 11 years now. Various rebel factions have taken over parts of it. Maintaining order is a challenge for the CAR government. So they've been getting some help from private military companies like Russia's infamous Wagner Group, Wagner PMC. But how long will that remain the case? Reports say the CAR is now looking to the West for security. It is apparently eyeing the services of an American mercenary firm. It's called Bancroft Global Development. The boring name hides the true nature of their operations. This is a mercenary company founded by a man called Michael Stock. Reports say he founded it with the help of a banking fortune. It started as a company that would demine war zones. Now it allegedly trains soldiers to fight in them. Bancroft is based in Washington, D.C., and it's been active in Africa for years, most notably in Somalia. It's been helping the regime fight terror groups in Somalia. How? Officially by training Somali and African Union troops. That's the information in the public domain. That's what they do. But take a look at their personnel. Their African affairs and governance head is a man called Richard Rouget, a famous mercenary who also goes by the nickname Colonel Sanders. Now, he has a leadership role at Bancroft Global Development. It tells you a lot about this firm. Besides Somalia, Bancroft also has presence in Kenya, Uganda, and Libya. So it's no stranger.
Did you hear
to the
that?
African
Has presence in
continent.
Kenya.
And for months now, it has been trying to expand this company to move into Wagner's turf. Now, Wagner is reportedly a household name in the Central African Republic. They've been active in this country for over half a decade, doing everything from training soldiers to protecting resources to even being part of the presidential guard. This is the CAR's president, Faustin Archange Touadera. Now, he's been ruling the country since 2016. He's the one who brought in Wagner through an official deal with the Russian government. A few years ago, he was even known as President Wagner. That's how closely he was associated with the Russian mercenary company. But that seems to be in the past because reports say he's now looking for security elsewhere. The Wagner Group is not what it used to be. It's been facing challenges since the death of Yevgeny Prigozhin. That happened in August. The former Wagner chief had marched on Moscow. He defied the Russian military's top brass. And he also crossed Russian President Vladimir Putin. Exactly 2 months after this, he died in a plane crash. And Wagner has been struggling since. Former Wagner commanders have left the firm. They've joined either the Russian army or other companies. WIF has been broken up and renamed. It's been rebranded as the Africa Corps. You heard that right. Wagner was an asset to Russia and Africa, so it has been renamed and dedicated to the continent. Despite this, the CAR seems to be losing faith in the Russian company. The president is in talks with the American firm, and he's been talking to them for months now, since July, according to some reports. That's how long the talks have gone on. But something seems to have changed now. A former senior Wagner leader arrived in the CAR a few days ago. He was once the president's national security advisor, but he was put under US sanctions and then he left the country. Now he's reportedly back in the CAR after a gap of 2 years, despite the sanctions and other risks. So is Wagner finally worried? Are the American mercenaries on the verge of replacing them? We'll keep track of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see how much influence the West have in Africa. And it does not stop there. There's some more on this. That's just Bancroft. As you know, some of them are in Kenya today. All right. I'm going to educate you some more on these topics as we look.
Intelligence Agency, headed by William Burns. Members of the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, headed by William Burns, recently visited some African countries, including Kenya and Somalia, and held meetings with them amidst growing tensions in the Horn of Africa. The trip was confirmed by the Kenya and Somali governments only after Burns had returned to the U.S. Until then, the CIA has yet to issue a statement about the visit, if at all it will. In today's video, we shall be looking at reasons why the U.S. continues to spy on Africa despite her independent status. Make sure you are comfortable enough to savor all we've prepared for you in this special package. It is important to know what CIA does to better understand what we shall be talking about. The goal is to oversee all intelligence activities, including collection, analysis. However, their real actions seem to go beyond what is on paper. What prompted the visit of the CIA director to Africa? On January 16, William Burns met President Ruto at the State House in Nairobi, Kenya, in what has been termed a high-level talk, which was also attended by the U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Margaret Whiteman, and the Director General of Kenya's Intelligence, Nordin Haji. Later after the meeting, the CIA director met with the Somali president, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed in Mogadishu, before departing to the United States. Somalian news outlets say the two discussed regional issues of mutual interest and enhancing Somalia-US strategic partnership in critical areas, including the fight against international terrorism. Burns, a former diplomat who was a deputy secretary of state in the Obama administration, visited Somalia at a time of heightened tensions after Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Bear in mind that on January 12, the CIA chief also visited Libya, meeting Prime Minister Abdulhamid al-Deiba in Tripoli. Daiba's Government of National Unity announced the visit on its Facebook page, posting a picture of Burns and Daiba together. Other sources close to the eastern Libyan commander, Khalifa Haftar, said Burns had also met with him. Libya has had little peace since a NATO-backed uprising in 2011. Daiba's government was installed through a UN-backed process in 2021 as part of a peace plan, but his administration is no longer recognized by the main political factions in the east, and many Libyans fear a new bout of warfare. The US previously said it was worried about the role played by Russia in Libya's conflict and fears continued instability in the OPEC member, which could impact global energy supply and give space to Islamist militant groups. While both sides did not divulge specific details on the tasks, Kenya remains a significant ally of the US in regional security matters. It is highly unusual for a senior American intelligence official to personally visit sub-Saharan Africa, as the CIA typically communicates with the local governments through station chiefs or American ambassadors. Burns' in-person visit suggests compelling reasons for the direct engagement. Some Kenyan news outlets have reported that discussions encompass the escalating instability in sub-Saharan Africa, which stems from different sources. These include the ongoing conflict in Sudan between government-aligned forces and militias loyal to the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. Burns, who had previously served as diplomat, expressed his regret upon assuming his role, stating that the U.S. does not devote enough to Africa as they should. Now you are asking why it should, given all African countries had long gained their independence. That coincided with the 5th anniversary of the Duzit D2 in Nairobi, which took place in 2019 and resulted in the demise of 22 individuals, including an American citizen. This incident led to the establishment of the first Joint Terrorism Task Force in Nairobi the following year. The Joint Terrorism Task Force is a multi-agency investigative force outside of the U.S., tasked with leading through the sharing of in the larger East Africa and the Horn of Africa. It is worth noting that the strategic significance of the Indian Ocean Rim for the U.S. has been hindered by the presence of non-state actors like al-Shabaab, presenting them with various challenges. To navigate this complex situation, officials from the FBI and Counterterrorism Bureau are undergoing training at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, in the U.S. Some U.S.-based professionals argue that Kenya plays a vital role as a trusted ally and a key participant in gathering intelligence, analyzing data, conducting covert operations, countering threats, and proactively confronting shared adversaries. It is important to recognize and acknowledge Kenya's immense importance as a crucial actor in the Horn of Africa for the U.S. Does the U.S. collect information from across Africa? The U.S. certainly uses occasions like the recent visit of CIA's management to spy on the affairs of countries. About a decade ago, General Carter Ham, the then commander of U.S. Africa Command, revealed that the U.S. military had conducted spy operations all over the continent as part of the fight against intercontinental adversaries. We are talking about al-Qaeda-allied terror groups that target the homeland to suspected war criminals like Joseph Kony. In an attempt to clarify press reports that the U.S. military had set up spy locations throughout Africa, Ham said that U.S. troops at times go on short-term deployments of capabilities in various African nations, but always with the permission of the host country. At times, the U.S. military uses small unarmed turboprop planes disguised as private charters to carry out sensitive intelligence collection. The CIA has planted more than 36 deep cover operatives in South Africa, and many agents work out of the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria. People are now saying the U.S. is using its spies to fuel what is happening in East Africa. You heard me mention at the start of this video that East Africa is currently in chaos. Countries in this part of the continent have been going against each other as if there is no future. Let's look at the case of government took Kenya to an East African court because of fuel importation problems. All this was because Kenya denied Uganda a permit to operate in the country, as well as to export fuel. Burundi, on the other hand, closed its borders to Rwanda. President Ndayishimiye accused Rwanda of backing the DRC-based armed group against his government. The border between Rwanda and Burundi was closed for a long time, between 2015 and 2022. It was seen as a breakthrough when the border was reopened in 2020. The fact that it has been an amount of bad blood between the two states. Tanzania has also banned Kenyan flights for some time, but the ban was lifted this January 2024. They have also been at odds over economic and logistic issues in the past years. Despite both countries being part of the East African community, border checks and conflicts often resulted in occasional protests and unrest along their border. One of the most recent problems encountered in East Africa was Somalia's refusal to comply with Ethiopian Airlines because of a deal that the Ethiopian government made with Somaliland. Somalia rejected a pact with Ethiopia to allow it to use a major port with access to the Red Sea in turn for recognizing as an independent state, saying that the agreement had no legal force. Somalia, which views Somaliland as part of its territory, also summoned its ambassador to Ethiopia for deliberations over the agreement signed by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Somaliland leader Muse Biambi. DR Congo also faces problems with Rwanda as we speak. Felix Tshisekedi has often accused Paul Kagame of Rwanda of backing rebels in the east of his country, which he has always denied. DR is for the demise of many, including 6 million Jewish people in the Holocaust. He ended up taking his own life in a bunker in the German capital in 1945. His efforts to expand the German territory led to the Second World War. This is the person Kagame was compared to Felix Tshisekedi. However, President Kagame has been a dominant political figure in Rwanda since the end of the 1994 genocide, in which 800,000 people were terminated by ethnic Hutu extremists targeting the Tutsi minority. Washington's concerns also revolve around the continuing presence of al-Shabaab in East Africa. Al-Shabaab is an armed group that operates in Somalia and is associated with
I'm the head of operations in NRM, and I will tell you as a fact that there will be a swearing in. Whether Manyora calls it whatever he calls it, whether Yakoyo talks about dialogue, whether our friends are laughing, we will swear Raila in on January 30th.
As who?
Raila even has no option.
As who?
Do you understand? And I know he's watching, President Uhuru Kenyatta is watching. I'm telling you on national TV that Raila Amolo Odinga has no option. He will be sworn in whether he likes it or not. We are going to swear Raila in. Raila is going to be the people's president, not out of his choice, but because I have the server results of August 8th. 2017. These are the figures. Raila Odinga got 8,634,761 votes, 53%, against Uhuru Kenyatta's 7,675,162, which is 47%.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings
In NRM, and I will tell you as a fact that there will be a swearing in. Whether whatever he calls it, whether Jakoyo talks about dialogue, whether our friends are laughing, we will swear Raila in on January 30th.
As who?
Raila even has no option.
As who?
Do you understand? And I know he's watching, President Uhuru Kenyatta is watching. I'm telling you on national TV that Raila Odinga has no option. He will be sworn in whether he likes it or not. We are going to swear Raila in. Raila is going to be the people's president, not out of his choice, but because I have the server results of August 8th, 2017. These are the figures. Raila Odinga got 8,634,761 votes, 53%, against Uhuru Kenyatta's 7,675,162, which is 47%.
Raila Amolo Odinga, in full realization of the high calling, assumed the office of the People's President of the Republic of Kenya. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Kenya as by law established, and all other laws of the Republic as adopted by the people of Kenya. That I will protect, uphold sovereignty, integrity, and dignity of the people of Kenya. So help me God. I, Raila Amolo Odinga, in full realization of the high calling, assumed the office of the People's President of the Republic of Kenya. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Kenya as by law established, and all other laws of the Republic as adopted by the people of Kenya. That I will protect, uphold sovereignty, integrity, and dignity of the people of Kenya. So help me God.
Twende ima. Twende. After pushing and pushing, finally the supporters are and they are determined to have their leader Raila Odinga and others make their way into the citizens. Young Kalema, ATM. After pushing and pushing hard for several hours, finally, NASA supporters are along Nandi's road, and they are determined that their leader Raila Odinga must enter the central camp. Will their mission be successful? And if so, what story will come out of this spectacle in Nairobi? Dan
tunaenda moja kwa moja. Sema ndio baba.
By force. Watu wa Citizen tunawaona, mchukue vizuri, tuko hapa, wanatuua wote leo. Twende. Gari tumechoma ya polisi pale nyuma. Siweka hiyo kwa kamera.
Iko live, iko live. Mbali sana. Sasa huyu bwana simsaidie huyu tuendelee.
Hakuna risasi tuende tunaye, hakuna risasi kwa mtu.
Sasa hatuwezi enda na gari. Kamera ni hapa kama na yeye karibu. Hello. Ndio anapiga risasi. Hiyo maji inakuja.
Haina shida.
Wacha niingie na nyinyi bwana. Wamekubali gari yao imekama. Ilikuwa bana. Gari imeungua. Kama unajua wewe ni mtu wa maandamano, kama mtu wa maandamano utashikwa na hawa watu. Kama wewe ni mtu wa maandamano utashikwa. Watu wa maandamano bwana, teremkeni mwende mkaandamane. Please. No, nendeni bwana. Hii gari ya kazi. No, hii gari ya kazi. No, hii gari ya kazi. Sio kama naonea huruma. Sasa hii gari ya kazi. Wako na maji.
Alfred Uchemwao. Mwingine ameuliwa pale nyuma. Mwingine ameuliwa pale nyuma. Sasa mwingine ndio huyu. Mwingine ndio huyu. Mwingine ndio huyu. Wamekuwa. Anaua. Huyu anaua. Anaua. Ndio hii. Anaua.
Jogidango aka kikunde kama nao yawa. Yawa kwa niweka ni dolala wa. Tribule. Kwa natima ngo yawa. Tribule. Natima ngo. Wameua. Tribule. Wacha niwe juu. Watu sita wameuliwa pale. Watu sita wamekufa. Kai kwanza bwana, angalia iko leo jamaa. Twende. Hivi imagine ya huyu wote wanafungua hapa hivi. Watu tuwe mche kidogo. Kama ni kitende. Tembeze gari atakuiliwa hapo. Iko wapi?
Tumepandisha sasa ile Selassie kutoka Mudhuro huko chini. Tuko kwa hiyo hii yenye inateremka chini kwenda Karioko na hii yenye inakuja juu Mudhuro. Hii ya kupandisha juu sasa kuja hapo. Polisi ni pia gas tupu, ni moshi tu. So ni ile polisi ndio sana ya sasa watu pia wao wanapigana na watu wa NASA, wanapiwa mawe, so pia wao wanaenda hideout. Mose, wapi wajia gaijio hiki? Wamenini vitambaa hawawezi hao.
Ngoja iko clear. Clear boss. Iko clear.
Lazima tunaenda. Lazima tunaenda. Kama sasa ukisema ni kunini magari. Hizo zinachoma zote. Jamani kwa ameamua kutama zile. Nini kitu hiyo hata hiyo. Kazi wewe enda jogoni.
Watu wa sita bado wameuliwa.
Achana twendeni. Eh. Tauno bepatia kile kila karabagata.
Ndio Maraka sasa mali yuko ni muoga mbaya. Unajua leo tumejaribu Oi! Yo naona hiyo ai Saidieni ashuke. Nimesikia watu wamedai walikuwa wameamka. Kwani ashuke kwa hiyo gari. Saidieni jamaa ashuke. Saidieni jamaa ashuke. Kwa gari. Sawa na ikawai. Wewe pita hapo. Kuja na mingi. Wanakuwa gani waoga? Ndio wakijaribu kupita sio wanakutana hawa waoga, wanakuwa gani waoga?
Sijali naingia. Naingia. Kanan lazima tuingie kanan. Kanan tunaingia.
Hapa Supreme. Tungeambia diria zetu na